1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Ken Dizzle, the Black British Cyclist. Thursday, right. We are in the pen already. Let's get started. Let's, where's it gone? Where's it gone? I seem to have lost it. There we go. Tour De Zwift. Stage 4. What's happened? I'd started this. I'd set it. We're good to go. Come on. Start ride. I'm trying to start the ride. What does it want me to start? What's going on? I was just there. Technical difficulties. Right, for some reason it's not letting me start. Not letting me start. What's going on? Right, here we go. We've got it. We're good to go. Right. Ooh, okay. And I get a little boost to the start of the groove. I'm just struggling to get my pedals in. Now, luckily, we do have this 10-second start, and when it starts again with 50 seconds. So this is a perfect example of don't panic if you're looking to start and it doesn't quite work. And what's happened to my camera? Front camera's not working. Oh, it's a complete fail today for some strange reason. The Insta360 camera seems to have crashed. So I'm hoping that I've got 30 seconds to restart this camera. I'm just going to start pedaling. I'll fix it on the fly somehow. Anyway, you don't have to watch me on the side camera. I'm Ken Dizzle, the Black British Cyclist. I'm Ken Dizzle, the Black British Cyclist. And yeah, I ride Zwift. I stream my bike rides. Today it's just going to be a chilled ride. Somehow I managed to get my camera working. I don't know how I want to get it working and ride at the same time. It seems to have just froze. So I think here's the culprit, the 360 camera. We'll sort it. We will sort it like Bob the Builder, eh? Bob the Cyclist. Just gotta get to the 360. Right, doesn't want to work, so I'm just not going to bother. Anyway, I'm Ken Dizzle, the Black British Cyclist. I don't know how to work Zwift or my cameras, but we're here. We are riding regardless, and I'm just chilling. So this is one of those times where after a long day's work, I'm like, should I jump on? Should I jump on? I want to start the Twitch stream as well. So I was like, should I jump on and do a bike ride? But I'm just feeling so tired. Like, no, sometimes you start off and you've got no energy, but that's also the time when you just jump on anyway. You don't have to go hard. You can just go, and you know, I'm here to do a zone 2. So there's currently 344 Zwifters in this group. We are doing the London 8 route, which is around about 22 kilometers. So just under 13 miles. Elevation is about 220 meters or 981 feet. We should be here for just under an hour, so maybe between 50 minutes and 60 minutes. By the time we finish, we should have burnt in the region of 500 to 600 calories. Pop. Yo, it's not all about calories, but that is part of what you burn off. Now you can check to see what my stats are by looking at the top of the screen. So at the very top of the screen, you can see my watts. That's the power that I'm putting out on my turbo trainer, which is attached to this bike. This is thing at the back here. So my back wheel comes off, attaches to this turbo trainer. So as I pedal, all the power that I pull out in the pedals is translated through the turbo trainer onto the screen in front. And that's a basic, quick 15-second overview as to what this turbo trainer and Zwift is. And these are virtual worlds, perfect roads, perfect cycling. Conditions are always brilliant. I mean, this is London and it's January 2026. It should be wet and icy, but it's always perfect on Zwift. Yeah, so these are simulated replicas of the London roads. I've also got my Zwift click controllers, so I can steer from left to right and whatnot, and I can also activate my Powerups just by utilising the click controllers just there. So I currently have the Aero Power Up, and I just use the Y button to fire it off, so I don't need to stretch for my keyboard. Before I used to use the companion app where I had my mobile phone just attached in my cockpit area on the handlebars. But yeah, so and the Powerups just make the cycling a bit easier for you, and you can use it to your advantage if you're doing like a sprint or hill climb, especially if you're in a race. Talking of hill climbs, here's a hill climb coming up now. You can see the gradient is changing. Perfect time to get a bit of power assist. I'm going to fire off this aero boost. That's going to make me aerodynamic. A little bit of bonus for about 10 to 15 seconds. I think it's more like 10 seconds. And you can see the gradient, 5%. Top right of the screen, you can see there's like a little yellow percentage just on top of the map, which shows all the other riders and where we're going. So on the far right of the screen, you would also see a little row of cyclists. And on the blue band, Ken Diddle Black Cyclist. You can also have a look at the current power that I'm putting out, 2.4 watts per kilogram. And I've been travelling for 2.8 kilometres. Obviously I missed the very start. Whew. So I'm gonna have to do, well, I've already completed this route already, so I won't get the route completion additional bonus XP. But if I want to do the complete route, I'm gonna need to ride past the finish line at the end until I get the complete route. We like collecting badges. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges. And yeah, fun. I forgot to start the Garmin. Oh. I think this was always destined to be one of those bike rides with issues. Anyway, we are 6.5 minutes in. I'm absolutely warmed up. Shall we talk about what's on today's menu? So normally I'll have a couple of topics to talk about as I'm riding through. Now I always tell you about what's going on, the Zwift screen, give some tips on the best time and places to use Powerups and all that kind of stuff. And I've then fitness chats, and I like to take questions from the chat. So if you've got a question about cycling, indoor cycling, Zwift, fitness, anything you want, pop it in the chat. I'll answer it live, give you a shout out. Put it in the chat if you're watching on the replay. And you'll get an answer in the comments, and you might also be featured in my next video. I like giving big ups and shout outs. So, anyone in the chat, big yourself up. Post in the chat, you get a call out. And yeah, that's about it really. So it's a zone 2 ride. So we talk about chilled riding, riding when you don't really feel like riding, and just being consistent. So we are coming in to the 5th week of January, the 5th and final week. So many of you might have been starting a new fitness journey, New Year's resolutions, a new ambition or new goal, new target to get fit. And yeah, sometimes it's hard getting started, but stay consistent and it becomes easier. I'll hopefully help you on your way with little bits of tips and encouragement. So yeah, this is just what I do. It's all fun bants, no drama. Ride on. Let's do a ride on bomb. A ride on like a thumbs up to the other cyclists who are all around us. Anyway, we are 15.5 kilometers left to go. 4.5 kilometers down. Feeling good. Feeling really, really good for this first day. I have had a couple of days off. Sometimes work and life takes priority, but it's fine. I guess that's the beauty of having an indoor cycling setup. I'm not limited or restricted on good weather. As soon as the good weather comes, I'm outside. One of my many bikes. Gravel bike has been probably my main outdoor ride these last couple of years, although I do have a few to choose from. Quite fortunate in that sense. And there's my Ribble Endurance for when I want to hit some speed. Maybe take a local KOM. Pop, yo! I remember this route actually, down this mole, down the strip. When I had my first sprint, and I think, oh, I was so impressed, I think I must have broke 800 watts. I was like, 800 watts! Without a Powerup as well. I was like, yeah boy, yeah boy! That was nearly 5 years ago, well, 5 years ago. Yes, I've been drifting for 5 years. Whew. And it feels like nothing. Well, let's get another second fitness tracker started. I just love collecting different data, so I think my camera might be working now. Might have finally, no, it's still doing whatever it's doing. Why is it doing that? Have a quick look. Yes! Kenny Ken's back in 4K! I know, don't go there. Don't even bother saying turn the camera off, we preferred not seeing ya. I am here in 4K. Whew. So you can see me sweating and suffering in high definition. Whew. Got there. We got there in the end. Okay. So, let's do a little bit of a talk about some of these features on the screen. So I said we're on the London 8 route. On my Ridley carbon road bike. Nothing too fancy. Shimano Tiagra group set actually. Caliper brakes, although you don't need brakes in Zwift. This is one bike that I've done like thousands of kilometers on, but rarely used the brakes. I think it's been outside twice, maybe 3 times. Pretty much stays on this bike. So we talk about what's on the screen. So top of the screen, top middle, just above me here, you can see what you normally see on your cockpit, your dashboard or your head unit. So you can see my current speed, 36 kilometers. We've been traveling 5.8 kilometers. There's 37 meters of elevation done. It's relatively flat, this route. The elapsed time is 12 minutes and 40 seconds. The blue number bars is all the drops. That's the credits that I've built up that will let me upgrade different bikes and wheels in the Zwift shop. You can't spend real money to upgrade your bikes. Zwift rewards you. The more you ride, the more levels you get. The more routes are opened and the more access you get given to unlocking those coveted bikes, such as, let's change this view. I'm sure there's an easy way to change the view, but I don't know what one. View. Oh yeah, I've done the wrong one. So, down. I think I just go up. Is it up? No. Up, so open the action. So I'm still trying to figure out these controllers. They're somewhat intuitive. Anyway, we like to play this game when you watch me or you ride with me on Zwift as we go through one of these gates. It's guess the power up. You can guess aero, draft, XP, or feather. We've got aero. Aero makes you go fast. It's not a chocolate bar. Whew. So there we go. Let me try down. Yes, okay, so the down button. I quite like that actually. That's a really nice feature. So down lets me have a quick look backwards, behind. Obviously left and right is my steering. And I can change the view. Actually, what's this B? What's this B do? Okay, B's like a back. That nearly made me go to the menu. Z is for ride-on bombs. Y lets me activate the power up. And A is... what does A do? Nothing at the moment. I think A is like a select button. And of course, if I had the cog fitted, I've got the cog, I've not fitted it yet. I've also got like down shifts and up shifts, but obviously I've not got it connected, so there's no virtual shifting just yet. But to be fair though, I prefer the regular shifting. I still ride this bike as if I'm riding out in the real world. And I like clicking. You kind of get used to just knowing what the gears feel like. And when you settle in to something that feels good. So, let's have a look at the left of the screen. You will see, again, my power. So that's the power that I'm putting out as I'm pedaling. Currently doing 118 RPM with my pedal rotations. My heart rate, I've got a heart rate monitor attached to me. And you can see my calories burnt and my current watts per kilogram. That's pretty much it. You can see the screen. And if you want to have an idea how hard I'm working, just look at this bottom ribbon, this colourful ribbon here. Blue is like zone 2. I'm hoping to keep this pretty much mostly blue with some grey. There might be some greens, a bit of yellow as I'm going up a slope. How you doing? Twitch crew in the house. Let's make sure I can see my old Twitch chap. Oh, okay, so apologies to the guys on Twitch. I'm pretty certain that what's probably happened, I'm just going to fire off this power up. I think because I'm dual streaming, I don't think Twitch likes me dual streaming. And my main stream is on YouTube, with the secondary stream is on Twitch. And it seems to be, after about a month of doing these dual streams, it shows a black screen when I'm live on here, although it's still broadcasting or recording because I can still have it on the VOD. So the VOD's still there. So I'm going to have to start alternating. I'm going to go back to doing YouTube streams on Monday and maybe Twitch on the Thursday until I can sort out this dual stream. Anyway, I'm chilling. I'm relatively chilling, and just like last week Monday when I jumped on and I wasn't really feeling like I had enough energy to jump on, I've nearly finished this ride already. I know there's a bit of a hill coming up in about another 3 or so kilometers. Whew. Yeah, hi, Pinpleth. So I've got my Twitch screen open. It's just got a black screen. It's saying error 1000. You can obviously, I think you can hear me speaking, can't you? You just can't see my, can you hear me speaking over on Twitch? You just can't see my stream. How you doing, Merivek? Nice to see you. Yeah, I've had a little bit of a time off. Sometimes work has to take priority. I know, yeah, imagine. Yeah, sometimes work takes priority. Or I'm just feeling tired. Ooh. Yeah, pink and blue. I like the dual pink and blue. Let me try and change this view. Okay, I've got to press the A button to select it. There we go. What? Pink and blue. You know what? Maybe back in the chat has said I thought this was my job. You know what? I'd love this to be my job. As long as I could always dictate how much cycling I was able to do and not do, because I think it's great to make your passion something that you can also work with as well, but as long as it doesn't then become a chore. I absolutely love cycling, and it's great to actually finish work or know that you've got a stressful or busy day in work, and I can finish work, I can turn off the laptop downstairs, I come upstairs, jump on the bike, and if I've had a stressful day or I've got a stressful day ahead, I can always switch off, zone out, disappear to a perfect world in Motopia, get a sweat going, get the adrenaline, and just really buzz. And of course, being outside, exploration, fitness, fresh air, it's the best. Okay, so Pimpleth over on Twitch. I think there's just no, a preview comes up, but there's no video or audio. But I'm on YouTube. The other channel, can I tempt you over to YouTube, Mr. Pimpleth? I saw, I did actually have a look at it last week. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't working. I was trying to sort out my virtual live stream too. Chilling on the Tron. Yeah, so my job, I'm like an office. I work in quality in an office. Higher education. Completely different to cycling. Okay, so we're off into the subway. We're getting closer to that hill. It's not quite Box Hill. Actually, it might be Box Hill. Anyway, through the subway we go. Let's change this view. What should we go for? Sideline. Helicopter, bit of chase. It just means you're watching my ass. like when I some sprint going. Not what I wanted. I want first person. First person short. Is that what I want? That's it. Okay, so there's a hill coming up. So here's where the work for today comes up. There's 8.6 kilometres left. This is Box Hill. So I recognise the pub on the right. Although in reality, in real life, there's actually a pub and a couple of buildings on the left-hand side as well. Apart from that, it's pretty accurate. So you're going to come up a slight little climb here, and as you get to that little corner in the distance, there's a right-hand turn, and that's where Box Hill officially starts, up the zigzag road. I've done this, my IRL max fastest time is 9.5 minutes. How you doing, pimp? Get to see the BBC. I know you've all missed me. I'm slowly coming back. Thanks for joining, really do appreciate it. Usually is where it's all at, you know. I mean, there's family. It's like the family over on Twitch. You know, more of the friends from long time streaming. Always happy to see and interact with, and we've shared so much sweat and effort doing FTPs and Everestings and quickest times of Alpe d'Huez. I'm just trying to spread the love a bit onto YouTube. Trying to bolster my long format videos and my shorts with a little bit of interaction. I do miss the Twitch fam though. It's more engaging, you know, like the things that you can interact with in the chat. Whew. So yeah, so I wasn't planning on doing like an effort up a hill. I'm supposed to be just zone 2, chilling. You won't see much blue up here now. It's probably going to be like yellow-green. Try and keep it non-red. So I'm looking forward to going back up to Box Hill once the weather changes. So you're probably looking April, May. It's not just that it's cold, it's also wet. And road bikes aren't really for wet and ice, are they? Especially when I do ride Box Hill. I do like taking the Ribble Endurance. Some really nice downhill sections. Okay, so question from Merivek in the chat. Can I tell what bikes you own and which one's my favourite? Of course. Right, so I've got a number of bikes. I've got about 7 or 8. So this first one here is my very first road bike. So it's the Ridley Carbon. I think it's pretty much the Ridley Fennec, but it's the Ridley Liz, like woman's model. I don't care what it is, I like the colours, and I got it during lockdown when there was a bike shortage, and it was literally one of the only bikes that I could get in my £1,000 budget. Got it on the Cycle to Work scheme, which helps you get a bike tax-free, and you just pay for it out of your monthly salary with your employer. This bike pretty much stays on the turbo trainer. It was always ready to go. It's carbon. It's 7.8 kilograms in weight. Just standard wheels, Shimano Tiagra headset, and calipers. Caliper brakes. It's been outside a few times, but it pretty much lives in here. The next bike, so I've got a couple of mountain bikes. So my first like proper, you know, serious bike for purpose rather than just a £100, £200 bike. It's my dual suspension mountain bike, and that's a Mondraker. I've had that since 2011. It probably needs to be retired now, to be fair, or upgraded to a newer one. It's quite heavy, but it's my first proper bike, and I'd never spent that much on a bike before. Love that one. That one pretty much stays in the garage though right now. Then the next bike I got after that is my Scott Scale 960. So that's a 29er, so you've got the road bike size wheels, but on a mountain bike. Pretty much, if that bike was out today, it would just be called a gravel bike. But I like that because I have the Rocket One tyres on there. So still some grip because it's a trail bike mostly, but not so grippy because I don't really take it muddy. It's a hardtail 29er. Like that one. That one's quite fast. I've hit a few KOMs on that, and before I started road cycling, I would occasionally take that on the local roads. It's just got the front suspension, and you can lock out the front suspension. So then I got my I've mentioned this one, so then my next road bike that I got, which is probably my favourite, it's my fastest bike. It's just sat over there next to the cat, and that's my Ribble Endurance all carbon race spec bike. It's about £3,000 worth of bike. So full carbon frame, level wheels. That's the make. I think it's like a Ribble own brand. So full carbon wheels. The front wheel weighs like 1 kilogram. The back one weighs something like 1200. 1.2. I don't have the integrated handlebars on it, but I do have the Ribble CGR. That's like gravel bike, although CGR means cycle gravel road. And I did actually upgrade to the level 5 full carbon, fully integrated handlebars. Oh, I love it. I kind of wish I would have got those handlebars put onto that, although at some point I could potentially just swap them over. But on the Ribble CGR, I've got a video actually, a long form video, where we'll talk about that. If you look for, I think it's called Gravel Exploring Nuneaton, whatever. Look for my long form videos, you'll find it. So I've got knobbly tyres on that. Did upgrade to a carbon seat post. I have some Shimano dual platform pedals, so got the SPD on the one side, and no, not SPD, is it SPD? You go for SPD? Yeah, I think I went for SPD on the one side, and then the other side's flat, so I can ride anything on it. Although it might actually be the look, so like these ones. Yeah, you know, fleets, road fleets. And what else did I do to that? I think I also, yeah, I've got the Shimano 105 on the Ribble Endurance, and obviously the other one's got gravel spec, so it's, I think it's about the 810 or the 820. See some more questions. Yeah, this bike's crazy light. It's probably my lightest bike, but it would be lighter with lighter wheels. I mean, I could make it lighter if I wanted to, although, I mean, currently I'm like 80 kilograms, like 79 kilograms. I'm a bit heavier than what I normally am. But also, when you're this heavy, I'm better off making weight savings on me rather than the bike. You know what I mean? I've also got a fold-up bike. That was like a commuter bike. Just a £300 fold-up bike from Halfords. I used to use that when I used to commute on the train. And I missed one out. I missed one out. Yeah, and then I've got my first gravel bike, which is a Specialized Diverge Comp. That was about £2,000. I think I got that one about 3 years ago. And that's standard. I didn't upgrade anything on that. So I've got the Pathfinder tires on that. So they've got like a thin, like a flat strip in the middle and a little bit of grip on the side. So it's not really for off-road. I mean, you don't want to be in mud. You've got no side grip, but it's fast. And that one's aluminium. So yeah, they're my main bikes, and I do tend to use the Keo look pedals, although what I found out when I am riding on the gravel bike, especially this sort of weather, SPDs, because when you come off these, as in you have to walk or you have to navigate somewhere on foot, Keo cleats are crap for walking in because they're just plastic, you just slide everywhere. And obviously I've got some winter boots for the Shimano. In fact, I'm just going to grab them. Because these are probably one of the best value boots I've ever bought. So I got these when I got my Scott scale, so that was about 2012, 2013. So these are the MW81s, Shimano. And you can see just how much grip they've got with the SPD cleats. And I've had these for like over 10 years, like 13, 14 years. And obviously they're my winter shoes. You don't want to wear these in the summer, and they're quite heavy as well. For mountain biking, it's protection, warmth, waterproofness. So these were about £150, I think. Got them discounted to about 120. And yeah, I've had them for 13, 14 years, so £9 a year, and they still go for another 10, 20 years. They are solid boots. And I used to go mountain biking every spare weekend, all through the winter, all through the summer, rain, snow. Nothing stopped me, and those boots kept my feet warm and dry. Had the lobster gloves to go with them. Oh, they're getting a bit worn now. They might need replacement soon if started to wear a bit. So yeah, so that's pretty much a summary of my bikes. The favourite one, I love my Ribble. Love it. Oh, and so it's about £3,000 that bike, but I was able to get £1,000 worth of accessories and discounts added on because of a cock up that they made with my order. So obviously I was super happy. All good. And getting it tax free as well. Yeah, that bike's so fast. I could make it lighter, I could make it faster, but as I say, I'm just a avid enthusiast. So me making 100 grams weight savings here, 200 grams weight saving there, I'm not really going to see any benefit. But it's nice to know that you've got a fast bike and a light bike. So that's it. They're my main bikes. They are indestructible. So I've had them since like 2012. I was in Oxford at the time. Yeah, I was in Oxford 2012 till 2015, 2016. Yeah, so I think it was yeah, maybe I ordered it in 2012, got it in 2013. So here we are. I recognise these corners. Ridden box on a few. In fact, I was on this last corner before the top. Not the last time I was at Box Hill, the time before. It's Tim online. Tim. I was with Tim. Infected. Tim Infected. He's not infected, that's just his name. And literally by this tree, chain came off. I was going for like a record time as well. And I was changing gears. Chain fell off. I was like, ah! Got it on again. This is when you know that you ride Zwift consistently, and you've been to Box Hill in real life. You can see, and it looks familiar, and you kind of know what's coming up each corner. It's getting really easy now. So it's only like 4.3% average. I think the steepest bit on Box Hill is like maybe 9%. It might peak at 10 on a corner. But that's about it. Right, what's this? Ribble's a great brand. You unfortunately don't find much in the Netherlands, especially up there titanium. But yeah, so I'm quite lucky. So they're called Ribble because they're named after the Ribble Valley in Lancaster, which is near Blackpool. You might have heard of Blackpool Beach. Up north, just above Liverpool, towards Preston. That's where they're based. And the area is called the Ribble Valley. So here's the finish line. And there's a cafe in real life, just on the right here. Actually, yeah, coming up now. So here's the corner. This is the finish line here. Cafe's there, but then the Zwift finish line is a bit further up. So this bit here is actually like a lookout place, just on the right. You can see that little post, that little stone stadium just there. And there's like a park area, it's all park, just to the right here. Yeah, I know this well. We come down here, go past a few residential areas, and you come to the end. Some people turn left, I turn right because there's a lovely downhill bit. You can get some serious speeds down it. You know, do a mad little route, come back, and then you end up eventually at about another 15 or 20 kilometres to the worst hill. I say worst, we love hills, I've ever had to do. It's called Bar Hatch Lane. There's a video, I'm going to link it for the replay. So just above, click to watch me suffering up Bar Hatch Lane. Oh my god, 23% gradient. And not just for a little bit, it's like the last 800 metres or 400 metres or so. It's so steep, if you stop, you have to go downhill just to get started again. It is crazy. Anyway, we have bossed Box Hill. Thank you for letting me talk about my bikes. It distracted me from the effort of the hill. Felt like nothing. 10% gradient now. Let me fire off this Powerup. Yeah, so I love Ribble, and what I like about the Ribble bikes as well is, you know, I'm the Black British Cyclist, so how awesome it is to be riding, to be the BBC, and also riding a BBC. Hey, we all like to ride a BBC. A British built cycle. BBC, y'all. I've yet to try out their titanium bikes, but they are quite popular. I've been quite good. Usually it's hard for me to resist not getting a new bike every year, just because they're so so cheap when you just get it for your salary. So before you've even been paid, it just comes off your salary every month. So you end up getting a bike. I'd never pay cash for one of these bikes. But I'm thinking I've got enough bikes now. I've got 2 road bikes. It's this road bike here. So I've got a caliper road bike, this brake road bike with 105. I've got an aluminium gravel bike, Shimano, and that's a one bike. Might be one bike actually. I've got too many bikes. Kind of forgot. I've got my Ribble gravel bike. I love that bike. That's probably my second favourite bike. If I had to choose, I'd opt for categories. Favourite gravel bike, favourite road bike, favourite mountain bike. My mountain bikes are so old though, I need to upgrade, and I was debating whether or not to get an e-mountain bike. And I would have probably got one last year. Although, I don't mind spending the money because, to be honest with you, I rarely spend money. I don't do much. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Don't really party anymore. So yeah, so I don't have a lot of outgoings. The only thing is though, is like trying to get in the front of these. So I can show you the super tuck before we get to 3%. There you go. So now I'm super tucking for a little bit. So yeah, so it's kind of like for the price I've got to pay for a decent e-mountain bike, you're talking like 3.5 grand. I know you can buy cheaper, but why buy cheaper if you don't need to? I'm happy to splash out money that I save on not buying alcohol, working from home, owning my own house, and you know, being frugal in other places means I can splash out on the things that I love, things that make me happy, cycling and fitness. So yeah, so it's like, I ride motorbikes as well, and when the last motorbike that I got, I paid like less than 2 grand for, was a Triumph Speed 4 in like Bumblebee yellow. Not the fastest bike, it's more upright, but like, it's 600? 600? I think it was either 600 or 650cc. So I'm gonna pay double what I'd pay for a motorbike. And I know I'm not all peddling myself, but I don't know, it's gonna take me a little bit of a nudge to get out of that mindset as like, I'm paying like over 3 grand for a pedal bike. I know it's got a motor and a battery, and then there's all the servicing and maintenance that you've got to do. Now I like servicing the bike myself. I like tinkering, finding out, you know, how to work things like this, get the pedals going. I want to service it myself, I want to try it for myself. Even if I've never done it before, I'm willing to watch a YouTube video, read some instructions, and just give it a try. Because when I was a kid, back in the 80s, on my BMX, we never like, I mean, there was no internet. At best, there was like a manual, like a bike maintenance manual. You just try stuff. You just did it. And there was no fear, there was never any fear about whether or not you'd do something wrong or you'd not be able to put it back together. And I know things weren't as complicated, but I think it was so much more braver to just try stuff. Do you agree, or have you ever had that experience? Anyone watching? So do you prefer to service and fix the bike yourself, or do you take it to like a bike repair shop like a local bike store. And if you were repairing bikes and fixing, servicing bikes in the past, why? Why did you do it? Like, was it about saving money? About learning, just getting your hands dirty? I'm all of it. As I say, I hate spending money unless it's on bikes or tech. Tech. So I won't pay for like a store set, only because I can do it myself. And I think, for me, I think if I'm going to ride my bike out, you know, sometimes I might go out and like, you know, 100-mile bike ride, or you know, like 70 kilometres is the when I do the Box Hill route, taking those 5 hills, and at that point I'm like 170 miles away from my home. So, you know, I bring my tool bag, I have a mini tool kit with me, and I think, you know, for me, I think it's important to know how to fix at least the basics. Try stuff, and I've built my tool bag up over a number of years. You know, I bought this, I've added that, so I've pretty much got everything that I need, including a bottom bracket, removal tool, spanners. Yeah, built it up slowly. Got my little bike. The only thing I don't have, what's the bike tool guy's name? You know, with a moustache. I don't have a workshop like him, and if I had a bigger garage, I will absolutely be the bike tool bloke. I'll even grow his like his I'm gonna call it patented. I'll even grow his iconic moustache. He's retired now. I can be the new bike tool guy, or maybe I'll just be a tool. Oh, this man, I'm incredibly nervous about anything technical. It took me an hour to get my bike on the indoor trainer, and I'm still nervous that I screwed up somehow. You know what though? I still did that as well. So even though I'm game to try things, and I do try things, sometimes my head gets twisted. You know, and my day-to-day job, I'm using my head all the time, around that, but sometimes I look at something and my head just swims. I'm like, that way, this way, yeah. And I think I overanalyze it because being a little bit scared about getting something wrong. So I think it's okay to be cautious. You know, check, maybe check again. But also, I think that's the beauty of having an older bike to be able to practice on. So I was quite fortunate. I happily work on bikes for friends. I've mentioned before that I do collect old kids' bikes and do them up. So yeah, you can practice and all stuff. But again, watch a YouTube video. I'm slowly building up a little catalogue of bike maintenance tip videos. Not because I'm an expert, just because I'm a novice with a keen eye and a willingness to just try something. Right, we are literally at the finish line. Oh, thank you so much, and look, we're literally spot on my estimated time. What did I say? Between 50 minutes and an hour. Boom, boom, pop, pop. Also, guess the power up. I'm gonna go for, we've had no feathers, let's go for a feather. Ha ha! Bonus points. Right, so let's do a route summary. We are in London, riding stage 4 of Tour De Zwift 2026. This was the London 8 route. It's just under 20 kilometres. Well, it is actually, it's 21.2 kilometres actually. I was late start, so it's 21.2 kilometres in distance with a mini lead in. Around about 270 metres of elevation, and it's a relatively flat route. You do have to do Box Hill towards the last third of the route, but again, the Box Hill, it's an average gradient of 4.3% gradient, and for me, going at my average meandering pace, you can do it between 9 and 11 minutes. Zigzag up and down, so get a decent pace, work it. The gradients don't go any steeper than 11 or 12%, and that's only for like a few seconds. So most of the climbs are going to be about 7 or 8%. When you get to the top, as with all hills, you've got a nice hill to ride down. This will take you, depending on your ability, anything between 45 minutes to maybe just over an hour. As I say, I've been going at relatively zone 2 all the way around, and it's taken me about 53 minutes to do this route. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it if you have an hour to burn and you're not looking to go too light. You know, you've got a nice bit of warm up about the first 30 minutes, then you'll have 10-15 minutes of a pretty constant hill, nice downhill to get some life back in the legs. And if you feel like you've not had enough, you can always go around again. But take that, baby, we turn back the hands of time. Woo! Anyway, I'm Ken Dizzle, the Black Cyclist, and you can usually catch me here 2 days a week, Mondays and Thursdays, live at 5. I ride the bike, we chat, have some banter, some jokes, share stories about my fitness over the past week, any fitness plans I've got coming up, share your experiences, gains, talk about bikes, cycling, all that stuff. If you like what you've seen, don't smash, just gently tap the like button. If you follow me, you'll be able to see all of my other videos. They're all cycling and fitness related, some of them funny, some of them educational. Sharing though means more people get to see the awesomeness that is me. Did I say that I'm also modest and quite shy as well? And you can sometimes catch me on the weekend doing like a bonus ride, and because I built this new gaming spec PC so I can bring you this high definition 360 cameras and all these fancy features, so I built a gaming spec PC and I'm trying to learn how to play PC games. Yeah, I'm a proper novice. So I bought Assassin's Creed Shadow, I've been playing Trackmania. I've also bought Watch Dogs as well, although I've downloaded it, I've not installed it yet. So you'll probably catch me a couple nights a week trying to figure out how to play Assassin's Creed, trying to skate on the new skate game, and doing a few laps on the free Trackmanias. If that's what you're into, you'll see me gaming over on the other channel, Twitch. Hello Twitch. If it's random cycling stuff, I'm always here. I'm my favourite place to stream live. YouTube. I'm Ken Dizzle, the Black Cyclist. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Ba-da-ba-da-ba.